WBAL TV 11 is sponsored by Jones Junction.
Tonight, a critical and hopeful step toward a COVID-19 vaccine. The largest final stage trial now underway. 30,000 volunteers hoping to find out if it actually works tonight when it could be available. That news with infections still surging. Florida surpassing New York with the second most cases as the U.S. goes nearly a week with over 1,000 coronavirus deaths a day. What a top health official is warning all Americans to do right now. At the U.S. Capitol, paying tribute to an icon and a man who's been called the conscience of the Congress. The powerful tributes to Congressman John Lewis. The COVID diagnosis for the White House National Security Advisor, one of the president's top aides, plus late details on the Senate GOP plan for new COVID relief funds, while American families keep getting those checks. The emergency in baseball is nearly a dozen Miami Marlin players test positive. Some games now postponed. Is the season in jeopardy? New clashes between protesters and federal agents in Portland. Violence spreading to other cities. And Kathy Lee Gifford with moving memories of Regis.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. There is growing reason to hope tonight that medicine can soon do what all those calls for changes in human behavior seemingly can't: prevent COVID infections. Tens of thousands of volunteers tonight are taking part in a critical new stage of testing for a promising vaccine candidate. What once seemed so far away may now be in sight as our current best defense from the virus, social distancing, seems to be crumbling against a wall of denial. We're covering it all for you tonight. We start with Tom Costello.
It's a make-or-break trial. The eyes of the world on the NIH and drug maker Moderna. Today, beginning phase 3 human vaccine trials, eventually involving 30,000 volunteers scattered across 89 sites in the U.S., half receiving the vaccine candidate, half getting a placebo.
We're going to be counting cases of COVID-19 that occur in the participants. What obviously you want to see is that the vaccine reduces the number of cases of COVID-19 in people who received the vaccine.
The volunteers won't be injected with COVID. Instead, they'll be exposed naturally as the virus spreads across the country. In Nebraska, 24-year-old volunteer John Penman received a shot today, thinking of his two grandmothers living with his parents while his mom works in a preschool.
I worry about it every day. So for me, this clinical study, this research study is something that I can do personally to benefit not only my family and my friends, but also humanity.
One of the reasons Moderna is moving so fast, rather than manipulating the live virus, it's reprogramming the virus's genetic code. The hope is that the immune system then creates COVID-fighting antibodies. Moderna has received nearly $1 billion under the government's Operation Warp Speed and promises to produce 500 million doses per year. Also getting federal money and beginning phase 3 trials soon, Novavax, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca. Pfizer has not received government money, but just announced it's also starting late-stage trials. Today, Dr. Anthony Fauci said a vaccine could be developed by November, but recruiting vaccine volunteers in minority communities hit especially hard by COVID has been challenging. Mistreatment decades ago in clinical trials has left a legacy of mistrust.
That distrust lives on, and it's really challenging to be able to overcome that distrust. I want to reassure the communities that we take every step necessary to ensure that vaccines are safe.
Worldwide, more than 25 vaccine candidates are right now in human trials. Not all will be approved. But importantly, researchers say we're likely to need more than one vaccine, each catered to a different age group and pre-existing conditions. Lester?
Tom.